Today, we're going to be speedrunning Sonic Frontier's first two islands, which includes the best boss of any Sonic game ever, Wyvern. There are a ton of cool skips and strats developed in the last couple months, and we're going to go through all of them.
So let's get started. We start off with stage 1-1, and right away we want to start dashing to the right. Dashing after boosting increases Sonic's speed a tiny bit, so we're definitely going to do that. After traveling a bit, there's a spring set up in the perfect spot to homing attack cancel. However, we want to do a slight jump so we don't go too high into the air. It's easy to get the angle wrong and not be able to reach it, but this time we get a great angle here and just barely make it, which saves a bit of time. This allows us to do another homing attack cancel to speed us up one more time, and then we can slide on into the end. Now we enter the open world and need to get through a couple tutorial sections before getting to the first boss. We skip the first puzzle, and then we can boost and slide to speed up killing the enemies and mix that in with homing attacks. We get them down crazy fast, and now we can skip another turn.
After going on the rail, there's a few balloons, and normally you can homing attack cancel to go a little bit faster.
I actually end up missing the homing attack cancel, so I can just run up the mountain as a backup, but normally you can get it a bit faster. But this brings us right to Ninja. Here, the best strat is to attack until Ninja starts to dodge, then we parry Ninja's attack, and then we just spam homing attack slides onto it. The AI doesn't really respond to this attack, meaning we can just get a bunch of hits before Ninja starts moving again. It's super hard to control and easy to miss, but we managed to get Ninja down, and now we are making our way to the hardest skip in the game. But first, on the way to that skip, we'll need to pick up Psyloop and use it over and over until we get to 400 rings.
Getting to 400 rings gives us an insane amount of speed that will allow us to do a lot of different skips.
So the first skip where we need this speed, you can boost up this entrance. This will skip the entire turn, which actually skips 2 cutscenes, saving a decent amount of time. And this is where we'll be able to skip the level, skip the mini boss tower, and a few cutscenes as well, but it'll be difficult. And this skip requires 2 super difficult parts. Part 1, we need to get up to an invisible floor. In order to get enough height, we get on the pillar, Sonic's gravity will then be moved towards the pillar, and then we fly up the pillar to get a ton of height. First try, it looks really good. The angle looks good, but apparently we're off by a tiny bit and end up dying. All right, second try, it looks good. We're getting pretty high, and we make it. Now for part 2, which is honestly even more difficult. There are a few springs that would be perfect to homing attack on, but there's a massive invisible wall that blocks them. We need to know exactly where that invisible wall is, angle Sonic perfectly so we go just to the right of it, and then cut back left in order to get close enough to homing attack the spring. Getting the skip in only 2 tries is amazing. But there's still more cool and precise skips that we can't mess up if we want to get a solid time. But now we need to open specific boxes to get skill points in order to learn Stomp. Stomp will allow even more crazy skips to go super fast. First, we head to the right and hit a spring. This brings us to the first couple boxes. Open those and dash on over to the next set of boxes. We can use this rail to get a little faster.
Then we need to hit this spring here, which brings us to a couple more springs, and finally to a couple boxes. Collect those. Then we need to head over to this stage pillar to pick up a few portal rings. These rings give a bit of skill points. Next, we head to this tower, get 1 box here, dash up to the top for a couple more, and then grab the final box right below. This allows us to get Stomp, which we can use right away to save some time with a glitch called Slingshot. The way it works, you run up to an enemy, homing attack, cancel the homing attack with a boost backwards, lock onto the enemy with right stick, then just dodge, stomp, boost, and then target any direction, and Sonic will go flying towards that direction. Super easy. Here we actually get way higher than intended, so we need to stop flying a little early to get to the ground. There are specific timings that will determine how high you go, and it's worth noting that we go higher if the enemy we're targeting is higher than us. Once we get to the ground, we can go to the greatest speedrun innovation of Sonic Frontiers. All we need to do, go to the platform, start off of it, then we stomp onto it and press A right when we make contact. This will fly us into the air high enough to get over the massive invisible wall. It's way easier than before. Once we get high enough, we can dodge on over to the Giganto area, stomp down, then make our way all the way to the bottom. And then we need to go to a specific spot to actually spawn Giganto, because he won't just be there. After that, we travel up the boss and start the fight. The strategy is a bit better now. First, we need to get a Psyloop to lift Giganto, and then we just spam stomps on him to bring him to half health. Pretty quick. After he's at half HP, he can't actually take any damage, so we need to wait for the cutscene and then do it again. The second time, we need to hold parry while he's going up in the air, so we don't get hit by the lasers on his back. But this strategy lets us skip his big cutscene abilities, which makes the boss much quicker than before. But now we destroy Giganto and can head on over to Island 2. For this island, we need to get enough medals in order to progress the story and get to the final boss. First, we need to collect the blue treasure chest straight ahead to get a set of medals. Next, we need to traverse the map. To the left, there's a squid shooty guy that is the perfect location to use Slingshot. Since he's positioned right on top of a sand pile, we can homing attack cancel in a way where we're much lower than him. This allows us to easily get enough height to go
anywhere on the map. I fly on over super fast. I miss the angle a little bit, but it isn't a huge loss since I can just make the rest of the way on foot. But we make it to where we were aiming, which is a blue treasure that has a gear in it. This gear will allow us to unlock stage 2-2, and this stage is crazy hard, at least if you want to feel cool because you're doing the speedrun strats like me. First off is a couple precise jumps, and I died. Okay, that's not a good start, but there's a lot of time save here if I don't mess it up. Okay, first off is a couple precise jumps, which will allow us to keep momentum and get the first red ring. Then dash and land right on the second red ring. Next, we need a quick boost jump and then homing attack boost at a precise angle to skip the next transition part of the stage. From here, we can grab the next red ring and then get to a couple more jumps until we reach a spring. If we jump off the spring, we can homing attack cancel on it to fly us right to the end of the level where the last red ring is located. We managed to get this on the second try, which is amazing. And now we need to get back to the center of the second island. So to do this, we can switch to the first island and then switch back. Now we're going to use our little squid shooty guy again to slingshot over to the emerald.
Basically, we have two things we need to do in order to get to the final boss. First, we need to get this emerald, and then we need to turn in all our medals to Knuckles. Doing these two things will trigger the first encounter with the boss, but there's actually a pretty cool way to skip that encounter. First, we turn in the first set of medals to Knuckles, then we activate the shark that's right next to Knuckles. And we need to spam right stick and boost in order to get to Knuckles as quickly as possible. If you do this fast enough, you'll be able to still hear sound effects of Sonic moving, but now we need to move Sonic during this cutscene blindly to get him near Strider, but not too close to Strider. And now we need to see if we did it right. And if we did, we'll get the Strider cutscene. And we got it. When the Strider cutscene plays, this gives us control of Sonic right before the boss chase scene, so we can take Sonic and travel over to where the chase scene normally would end. We get up on this wall and then progress the cutscene by pressing triangle. Now the pre-chase scene will play, and then we need to kill Sonic. By killing Sonic, we will trigger the cutscene, but then right after the cutscene plays, the try again message from dying will play, and this skips the cutscene completely, saving a ton of time. And now we just need to activate the coolest boss in the game and make our way over to it. I seriously love the finisher Sonic uses on this boss. It's crazy. We go ahead and find our reliable squid shooty guy, do the slingshot, and head on over to the last part of the island. Similar to Giganto, there's a specific spot we need to go to in order to make the boss appear. We trigger the location and then head on over to the tower. Once we get on top of the tower, we start the fight. First up is a long carpet run that isn't super interesting and lasts a bit too long. But after that, we get into the main fight. First, we deflect a missile and then start doing our damage combo. It's pretty standard, and you might think, what could possibly go wrong here that would mess up the run? Well, I found out a few runs prior, if you get bad timing, your stomp can actually miss. But I just love, oh, whoa. What just happened? I'm thinking, okay, maybe we can fight him from here. All right, maybe. We can just fight under the thing. This is not bad. Oh, he's over there. I see him. I have to break through the ground. Only if he moves, I guess? If you get the wrong angle, it'll... Oh, okay, I'm getting up. All right, nice. No time. Okay, yeah. So we just need to hope that doesn't happen here, since this is a pretty good run at this point. We get Wyvern to half HP, which triggers a similar cutscene of the boss getting stronger. But then after doing more damage, we get to the first of two amazing cutscenes. First, we use Sonic's super speed to put all the missiles into a ball and just kick it at the boss. I love it. But then we get the greatest Sonic cutscene finisher I've ever seen. Wyvern uses the fly ability from Pokemon to come full force into Sonic. So Sonic could just move to the side and cause the boss to fly into the ground. He's gonna just catch the boss midair. It doesn't do any damage or give any benefit to Sonic, but Sonic shows him who's boss. But that's not even the best part. The boss then fires some more homing missiles at Sonic, so he just speeds on over to the boss's mouth, forces it open, and feeds the missile to the boss. The first time I saw this, I thought it was hilarious. My whole image of good boy Sonic was shattered with this absolutely gratuitous attack. But that doesn't matter because we end our 2-island speedrun with a time of 21 minutes and 34 seconds, which I'm really happy with. I got to show off all the cool skips in a really cool game without making too many huge mistakes. But if you want to see an expert explain the coolest skips in a different super competitive speedrun game, check out my video where we see how fast the best Portal speedrunner can carry a complete noob through co-op. I thought it was kind of funny too. Nice. I'm so bad. No.
Fire video from Zero Mist.